This upcoming season, the FarleyTV cameras have gained exclusive access behind the scenes across the Premier League, Championship and European leagues. You'll see what goes on the training pitch, in the dressing room and much more. Exclusive to FarleyTV, this is Back of the Net. Over at Old Trafford, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta gives his players tactical advice before the easy game against Man United.
Right, lads. You know that it is always difficult to go to a really top Premier League team away from home and get a good result. But fortunately today we're not playing against one of them, we're playing against Man United. So it's a guaranteed 1-0 win. Just put a really good corner in because the goalkeeper couldn't handle a cup of tea, right? Scrappy 1-0 win, I will accept, right? Okay? That is right. And lads, if we win, we will already have one hand on second place. And then some hands.
After the game, Harry Maguire, aka Slabhead, speaks to the press after the game.
Yeah, look, so, I think that, the lads are buzzing in the dressing room because, in terms of losses, you can't get a better 1-0 defeat than that. We're buzzing that, we nearly didn't lose, and it's a proud day for the club. And look, I think that the gaffer's tactics of spending 200 million on a new strike force of Kumbaya and Brian and Kinder Bueno, and then throwing me on for the last 10 minutes to throw my slab around as per usual, will work in the next 11 years. So
meanwhile, over at the Match of the Day studios, it's a big day for Wayne Rooney as he makes his debut as a pundit on the show. When Sunderland went 2-0 up, do you think West Ham should have brought more players off the bench, Wayne?
No, look, I don't think that they should have brought more players on off the bench, but they definitely should have made some substitutions instead. Because no, sorry, it's gone.
It's Newcastle United's first game of the season against Aston Villa, and Eddie Howe is giving his players some encouragement ahead of the game.
Final thing that I'll say, boys, before we go out and play, is that we do not need that proper little snake, Alexander Isak. He's a traitor, right? We don't need him to score goals. I believe in Claire Balding and Jacob, Murphy, and he will never play for this club again. Let's go and smash Villa.
90 minutes later.
Please, Alex, please come back. Please. Our strikers couldn't score in a brothel. They couldn't. Claire Balding. She's just an embarrassment. Please.
Teddy, good evening.
Hi, Una. How are you? Good game. Thanks for that. Please, Alex, come back. All is forgiven. Please.
Over at Leeds United, it's a massive training session for Daniel Farke and his players ahead of the opening game against Everton. But the Leeds United manager has been distracted.
Yeah, so, as I said, boys, I think that little Willie penetrates Tarkowski from deep. And, oh, look, boys, look, over there. Wow, sexy. Short skirt, high heels, boys. That's our new number 9, DCL. Oh, well, sorry, Dominic. Yes, wow.
Back at the Match of the Day studios, Wayne Rooney and Alan Shearer are discussing the Alexander Isak situation at Newcastle. Yeah, look, I think that Alexander Isak's got to go for 2 reasons. He's a proper snake, and I don't want him to break my record.
Yeah, look, personally, I don't think you'd expect this type of behaviour from a local lad from Sweden. And look, it'll be difficult for me if he goes to Liverpool, because I'm 50% Man United fan and I'm also 75% Everton fan. So if he does go there, it'll make my life an absolute misery. But I actually think he'll end up staying at Man City.
Over in Germany, Harry Kane is absolutely buzzing after winning another trophy nobody has ever heard of, and he gives a speech in the dressing room to his teammates.
Yeah, obviously, boys, what an incredible day. We've won that polka dot bikini, thingamajig, whatever it's called, trophy. And mine Munich have only ever won this 101 times previously in the 100 years. But look what it means to Luis Diaz. Look what it means. He's in tears because of this win. What's that, Lewis? It's because you've left the Premier League champions to come and play for that baldy guy who relegated Burnley. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, obviously.
Meanwhile, at the Stadium of Light, West Ham manager Graham Potter speaks to the press after a shocking 3-0 defeat at Sunderland.
Look, as I said, this defeat is on the fans. It's their fault we got beat today. And, all the bubbles they were blowing from the away end, they've got in the way of the players. They couldn't see the ball. And, it's their fault, really. And I think that the fans should be ashamed of themselves, really. I think that, they should focus more on supporting the team instead of blowing bubbles all the time. And shame on them. Nothing to do with me playing 47 different formations in the game. But, shame on the West Ham fans. Stop blowing bubbles.
Meanwhile, back at the Match of the Day studios.
Wayne, what a performance from Richarlison with the 2 goals. Do you think he will be like a new player this season for Tottenham Hotspur?
No, look, Richarlison, at the moment, he plays for Spurs, and I'll be honest with you, I don't see Spurs selling him to Tottenham Hotspur. So I think he'll continue to score goals for Spurs and not Tottenham Hotspur.
Over at Coventry City, Frank Lampard speaks to his players after an incredible 5-3 win away at Derby County.
Yeah, look, I'm not happy with that performance. I'm happy with a win. What a result, eh? But no, serious, we conceded quite a lot of goals. But we scored a lot of goals as well. But then we went behind. But then we got back in it. But then we went behind again. Then we got back in it. Then we went in front. But they came back. But no, serious, we won in the end.
Unai Emery speaks to reporters after his side's very boring 0-0 draw at home to Newcastle.
Beste good evening. Tomats, Newcastle, Gnil, Amsterdam Gnil, Villa Park, Tyrone Binks, Matty Katz, Claire Ball Dean, Gnil, beste good evening.
Meanwhile, over at Brentford, Jordan Henderson defends his manager Keith Andrews after a shocking defeat at Nottingham Forest on the opening day.
I think that Nottingham Forest were really lucky with the 3 goals they scored. But I think Keith Andrews will really get us out of this mess because he's got absolute an hour and a half experience, so I believe in him. But I really hope Thomas Tuchel was here today to watch me come on for the last 3 minutes and protect Nottingham Forest 3-1 lead. So I really love running and sitting on the bench all season.
Well, that's where I think VAR should have intervened, because I think that the Arsenal defender clearly fouls the goalkeeper, and I think the goal should have been disallowed.
Look, I disagree, Alan, because I think that the goal should have been allowed, because I think that the goalkeeper, and a lot of people don't even mention this, the goalkeeper's handballed it, and I think that really that should be a penalty to Newcastle. So, it's a handball from the goalkeeper, and no one's mentioned that.